Majority of us are living in this shit show of a life. Living in fear, doubt and worry. We're totally suffering. And accepting that to be real, accepting that as reality, as, well, that's just life. And I don't believe for one fucking moment that we were put on earth to suffer. I don't believe that we're here suffering and somebody's fucking watching us, or maybe people are watching us going, look at those fucking idiots suffering. You know, there's an abundance of things out there and they're choosing to suffer. You know, this is huge for me when it comes to manifestation in the manifestation world, because it's the way that it's portrayed is that, you know, we can do a little bit journaling, we can do some affirmations, we can just act as if, and guess what? Everything will appear for us. Now that may be true, but there is so much fucking more to it. Because when you learn to start embodying things and how to embody something, how to embody information. I have loads of clients who will read books and they're like that, Suze, I've read this is an amazing book. I've read this book. So what now? And I'm like, yeah, but what have you done with it? What have you done? How have you embodied that? How have you actually made that part of you? How has that changed your consciousness? And most people won't ever change their consciousness because they're just reading. They're just, you know, they're taking information in. So they've got all this knowledge, but they're not actually doing fuck all with it. For years, I have been told, and I have been reading and increasing my knowledge about fear and where fear comes from, and why do majority of us live in fear when it's not even actually real. Fear isn't real. So this has been something that I've been trying to understand and whilst I understand it and I'm like, fear isn't real, I get that, embodying it's completely different. And it happened. I now understand, and it hits you all of a sudden where you're like, Jesus, fear isn't real. And I'm like, you fucking know this. You know this. Like, I will write about this. I will think about this. I speak about this to myself when I'm walking about the house or I'm walking the dogs. I'm like, fear isn't real. Why is fear not real, Susan? Of course it's not real. But until you start to embody it and change your consciousness with regards to it, nothing in your life will change. And the way to start embodying it is by repetition, just by flooding your mind. Now, most people won't do that. Whilst it's the easiest thing in the fucking world to do is just to listen to something again and again and again, and read the same book again and again and again, and listen to podcasts and what have you, and flood your mind over and over and over and over and over. The majority of people will not do that because I'm not doing that. I'm bored. I know this. And I know what I'm doing. I don't need to do that. I'm not doing it over and over. I'm bored now. I'm not even going to bother. This shit doesn't work, because you don't give it the fucking time. And then you just give up and you think, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. And then you move on. Or you think, this doesn't work for me. This manifestation nonsense doesn't work for me. It's as simple as fuck. But it requires dedication. And it requires a level of holding your fucking will. Just fucking holding. And waiting. Because one day it will happen. One day you will get what it is that you're trying to understand. If it's like, for me, as I said last night, it was fear. Now, I know fear, but last night was such an epic, monumental moment for me when I was driving the car, because I was like, shit, I get it. Fear isn't real. And I reached out to my coach and I was like, fear isn't real. And she was like, yep, we've had this conversation for about 3 years now. And I'm like, no, I get it. It's now part of me that fear isn't real. And I woke up this morning, I was like, I don't need to fear money. I don't need to fear not having this. I don't need to fear not having that, because my consciousness is now out of lack and out of fear and doubt and worry. And it's an abundance. There's a fucking abundance of everything. And even the way that I saw things when I was walking the dog this morning, I was like, look at everything. There's so much shit here. But the majority of people will not have the discipline to wait, to continue when they're not seeing results.